Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, all you beautiful gazers. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning gazer, hi guys. I'm Heather Stargazer, here to do a reading for the collective, for whoever, whenever, wherever. Right this moment, right now, we're experiencing the full moon in Libra. The full pink moon is what it's called, and it's been rising up beautifully in red here the past couple days. Nice pink hues. Spring is coming up. We're pulling out the Five of Swords. This is a time of emotionally aware, right? Emotionally heightened, and it going through the mental realm. We think about Libra and we think about relationships with each other, right? How we balance relationships, how we deal with other people, how other people deal with us. But that's really a mental thing, isn't it? Libra is cardinal air, right? So right now there could be some I would say like processing, right? Through the mental realm of the emotional self, the emotional interactions. And then this processing, there could be things coming back that we need to re-examine. There's a competitiveness happening today. This is the Five of Swords. It's the, winning at all cost card. Sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes that's a bad thing, right? We don't encourage people to be, to not play fair. Right? Put it that way. But sometimes there's that element of like not giving up, of having the facts, of having the information, the skill, right? And beating out the competition, even though it was difficult. And that's kind of more the energy that I'm getting. There was like a difficult competition, and whatever that realm could be for you, right? And keep in mind, like, nature is competitive. Sometimes people think that there's a winning or losing aspect of everything. They don't think about the fact that it could be an all win, or it could be a no win, or it could be a compromise, right? And this is a kind of encouraging us to maybe look at things in that sense, that sometimes there's things that are both, right? Like, we could have come out on top, but lost a lot of strength in the process. There is that feeling, right? Like, if it's winning at all costs, what did you have to sacrifice to get to that point? And does it feel like it's been draining you? Has your strength been being used against you, right? Is it depleting your confidence and putting you in a space where you're feeling very anxious, a lot of stress, thoughts keeping you up at night, right? And there's definitely, this feeling of restlessness. Let's get some more. The Ten of Swords in the reverse is kind of like reliving that over and over. Like, is that necessary? Queen of Wands in the reverse and Four of Swords here. Look, it's asking us to allow ourselves some rest to heal. Ten of Swords in the reverse under that Five of Swords. That's like digging up the bones, right? Let what's done and dead be done in the past, right? Over with in the past. Let it transform. Allow it the grace of its ending, because when we bring those things back up over and over and over, can't let go of that fight, can't stop bringing it up in the argument, right? This could be you or someone else. I have a feeling it's someone else who's really like pushing you toward that feeling of, lost grace. Here we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse underneath the Strength in reverse. That's Leo and it's negative energy, right? That's arrogance instead of confidence. That's, again, arrogance instead of pride. That's being more boastful, more braggart, more like less humble, right? That kind of a feeling, and it's repulsive to the people around. So there's that kind of energy that's making you feel like anxious, right? This could be a very, very pushy person who won't let go of something that's already done and over with because they didn't get the result that they wanted, is how it's feeling, right? And it's putting you in this space of anxiety. It's asking you to please heal and rest. Four of Swords. Take a time out and heal and rest. Let's get one more row on this. We're going to do a full 9-card spread. It's Sunday. We're just going to take our time with it. Ancestor spirits, guys, Ooh, well, that's nice. A Page of Cups coming out. Eight of Wands in the reverse and a King of Pentacles. We have the sun wanting to show itself. That is beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. It lightens the load. It shines light in all of the dark spots, all of the places we can't see, right? Three of Cups in reverse. And it could have to do with people who aren't really your friends, community who's very gossipy. You know, like, again, like there's like a bad leader here, someone who's pushing and again boastful, and it could be that you're giving yourself that little bit of grace, right? Maybe allowing yourself to have a little bit of an apology to yourself, and there could be some little bit of softness coming in, like a little bit of a soft message that's reminding you that that competition is over with. We don't need to go pick that scab off of something that's already healed. All right. No matter what this person thinks, you're going to stop communicating. Do not communicate with that argumentative person, with that arrogant, boastful person, male or female. But this is also somebody who, like, it's the feminine energy, but it could be anybody depending on how it fits for you. I'm seeing 555 because big changes are needed, right? This person can use their attractiveness, their allure, their seductiveness to steal other people's energies, to put themselves on top by lowering others, right? There, that's that negative winning at all costs, right? And you've dealt with that a lot, and you've come out on top of it, even though like maybe you won the situation, but now you're having to tend to those emotional wounds, tend to those mental wounds, right? Deal with the anxiety that was placed in your space by this situation. And it's saying, like, do not communicate with this person. Eight of Wands in the reverse. It's like all this is fire, right? All this is fire energy, and it feels rageful. It feels indignant. It feels angry. And it also feels like unrighteous. Like it's unwarranted. This person has no business behaving this way, and it isn't yours to carry or hold. And at the bottom of that row, you get the King of Pentacles. Calm, resilient, reliable, right? This is the earth sign king. And see how he's steering the boat through, which is kind of odd, right? Because he's like steering a boat, but he's the earth king. And he's here to tell you that you are in charge of the masts of your ship, and that the places that your emotions take you, right? You're actually the driver. You're actually the one in charge, and you can steer your ship onto solid ground. And this guy has the resources to do it. He has the know-how to do it, and he has the steadfastness to do that. It's giving you this, you know, remember there's the sun here. It's giving you this reminder that all's going to be well, and that if there's yucky people around you who are gossiping, talking trash, engaging because they're similar vibration to this yucky Queen of Wands in the reverse energy, ixnay on emnay, all right? Out the door. We aren't dealing with that. The sun is here to show you that there is another way, that taking a deep breath and some time to heal, right? Four of Swords could be taking a time out. It could be taking a little bit of a vacation. I hit the wind chime over here. So there's a little bit of bells ringing that could mean something to someone, could have something to do with something here. Let's get some clarifiers. We have the Rodley Valentine Angel Wisdom Tarot. I just picked these up at Glowfish yesterday. I'm going to be using 3 decks I got at Glowfish yesterday. I'm going to use this one. Then we will get a Love Who You Are card. These are awesome. Then we also got this funny little deck here called Gentle Chaos, and we'll pull some of those. I think you guys are really going to like that. All right, back to the reading. Can you tell us, angels, spirits? This Five of Swords, we get the Five of Pentacles coming out. It says, negative thoughts manifesting into real challenges, fear surrounding money, reach out to others for assistance, poor timing for becoming unemployed. Again, that could be something that 2 5s, and we saw the 555 earlier, about those changes that are occurring. And the changes, even though they might be tumultuous, they're actually leading you to freedom. Freedom from the situation, freedom from the argument, freedom from the space that makes you feel left out, right? This could be like fighting for your resources, fighting for your place in something, right? And feeling like you're not, say, like, not welcome there, when you very much are. You very much are. There's confirmation of that coming through at the end. It's this person or this energy that's making you feel like you need to get out so that they can have control of the situation. And I think that you're not standing for that. I love how it's like it's an older woman with Samuel, and he's like massaging her head because there's worry there, right? And here's this cat, and it talks about calmness, and it also talks about, I'm feeling like cat purrs are medicine. They're medicine. And again, we had that wind chime. So there's a something here to soothe soothe your worried bones. Interesting. I heard you're not left out there locked in. Damn. Maybe we'll call this reading that, because you have freedom being offered to you. Take it. Look at 10 of Swords in the reverse. We get the Queen of Swords out. It says, brilliant, experienced, humorous, judgmental, releasing situations or people that no longer serve you, seeing the humor in difficult situations, focusing on career, divorced or unmarried individuals. I'm hearing singular. I'm hearing singular at note, right? She's letting you know that you've gained 1111. You have gained the knowledge, you've gained the insight from this experience, and you can divorce yourself from it and move on. I noticed this yesterday when I was looking through this deck. There's this Sansevieria here, right? I have some in the other room, and it's called Mother-in-law's Tongue. And it talks about, like that the mother-in-law is going to say the thing that maybe everyone's thinking, but no one else wants to say. They're going to be very defensive of and protective of their child. So they might be a little bit more difficult for the new spouse to deal with, or the partner to deal with, because they have these demands or these expectations of that person or situation for their child, and they're holding that partner to those standards, right, to that degree, and they're letting you know. That's the thing about the in-laws, right, the stereotypical thing here. And this is like there's like a removal from that. This could be a judge, this could be someone that you already have encountered or know. It's somebody who knows the rules, right? It could be you, just taking the emotional element out of it, learning from the experiences that you've had, and executing decisions, right? That like executive comes from the word execute, and it means to do, to take that action, to carry out, right? To carry through. And that's what this is saying. Like, allow that ending to be ended for your mental and emotional health here, right? Because it's heard tumultuous. Tell me about this Page of Cups. We really want to know about this. I heard bright and shiny. I heard bright light. Ooh. Okay, we get 3 cards came out, and they are the 2 kings and a knight. There's a lot of people on this end, and again, we're talking about this community here, right? So now we have the King of Cups, and he says, trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious, someone you can completely trust, a situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship, hidden but well-intentioned emotions, charitable benefactor, seeing a counselor. Again, that sentiment, right? That there is somebody that is caring, that can see, and it says counselor, and this talks about wise counsel. So it's like conferring with the higher ups, conferring with people who have more experience and mastery over the situation. It gives you some hope, right? It returns that feeling of solace, like, I'm okay, you're okay. And here we have the King of Swords, and we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords out. And it says intelligent, impartial, respected, stoic, receiving wise advice. Remain objective and fair-minded, public speaking, communicate clearly, unemotional relationships, or being emotionally unavailable. So here we have this person who is extremely emotionally available, and here we have this person who's taking all the emotions out of it. It's talking about being level-headed here, and again, seeking wise counsel. Now we have the 3, and then we have the 3 of Cups in the reverse over here. Here's the Knight of Swords. Are these the people who are helping the situation or hurting the situation? It feels like they're helping it, right? It feels like they're helping it. So let's dig a little bit deeper, but I guess it depends on your situation. But we did just get like 3 humans coming out with this Page of Cups, which is also a human. It feels like a conference call. It feels like a whole bunch of people talking about the situation and saying, you know what, it's actually okay because that crap is done and over with. I don't know why this person keeps bringing it up, right? Decisive, focused, driven, defensive, events that move with great speed. Choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional. Sudden expected changes. Review your options carefully. I think that's what's happening, right? They're coming to the conclusion that something that is a victory that has already been won and fought, a battle that is already done and over with here, it has keeps getting brought back to the surface, and it just so that this person can, or this energy of this Queen of Wands in reverse, right? This negative, arrogant person can make you relive the thing over and over. She wants to like remind you of this thing. I just saw 1551, and we're flip that, strike that, reverse it, right? Regaining your strength. There's a whole group who's seeing this. What is this strength in the reverse, please? Strength. Strength in the upright, strength in the reverse. It says personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness, realizing that you're stronger than you knew. And this can be an apology. It's allowing yourself to forgive yourself for this. You know, this person doesn't want you to be able to forgive yourself. Maybe this person can't forgive themselves for something, and then that's why there's this level of combativeness, this aggression, right, and lack of compassion, because this person wants to be the center of attention. Your strength is being regained and restored in this situation. With the help, I heard I get by with a little help from my friends. What is this Queen of Wands in the reverse? What is this Queen of Wands in the reverse? Wow. 10 of Wands and 6 of Wands. It's like the stress of so much fire. So far, this whole center row is all fire, right? You feeling the heat? The success of this whole endeavor is riding on the back of someone who's carrying all the weight. And I think that this person probably doesn't want to carry the weight. Again, your strength being used against you. 10 of Wands and 6 of Wands. It's a lot to bear, but it is successful. And that's why there's so much support here for you. And this revelation, right, of what's actually going on here. Because how could this be so successful when this person sucks so much? Oh, it must be someone else that's actually doing the work. Interesting. It says victory, wise choices that bring public recognition and success, promotion, awards, and scholarships. Success is coming to you because you bore the weight, the brunt of it. I heard the brunt of it. Working too hard or too many hours, need for balance in life, let others help you. Health problems due to stress. We can see that starting to come out right here. Now you can only do this you can only toe this kind of line for so long. You know, look at her. Stressed out. And there's no more trees. Do you see that? She's got all these wands, but there's no plant life there. So everything has been harvested. Ooh, tell me about this 8 of Wands. In the reverse. Now we get the 8 of Swords, 8-8. With the Strength card coming out twice, that's 8-8-8. 8-8-8-8. Okay. The illusion of entrapment. Lack of self-confidence that makes you feel helpless. Being afraid to take action. Take responsibility for your life now. Absolutely. Like the gate is open. She can walk through it at any time. But it's this like feel of fear. Like, if I walk through this, am I going to get bombarded by these things? No, you're not. No, you're not. And even if those messages come your way, you don't have to respond to them. You don't have to interact with them. It's the mind loop. It's the mind loop that's progressing, that's keeping you entrapped, and it's causing a lot of stress, and stress will manifest in your body. It will go from the mind to the physical, right? So it's like it starts in a heart space here, it starts in a mental space, it starts in the real space, and it carries through, and there's a lot of frustration and feeling trapped. And remember, 555 came out. That's freedom. That's change. So it is on its way to you. Man, there is this level of stress. This person is, woof. Look at that. With the Nine of Swords, it's the Empress. It's a strange energy, because yes, all of these things you are capable of doing. You can manifest all of these things. This is the mothering energy, right? It could have something to do with your mother. It could have something to do with a female, like matriarchal figure, right? And it talks about like birthing all of these things. It's interesting too, because there's the Nine of Swords and the Empress, but she's pregnant, and that's that 9-month gestation. Swords are weeks. It talks about a period of time, right? And 9 could be significant. 9 days, 9 months, 9 weeks, 9 years. Take it how it resonates, right? But you've accumulated the ability to manifest, to give birth to be abundant with the things that you would like to see in your world, and you know how to nurture them. And it could be that, there's a lot of stress on how are you going to take care of all of these things with this persistent, persnickety person, right? In your way. It's 2121. Take time. Time to take action. Give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful. Abundance and prosperity. You're gonna be okay, and all of these things are going to come into like the fold. I heard fruitfulness, and everything is going to be just fine. Tell me about this Four of Swords. Even it's just that this person doesn't want you to think that, right? Because as long as you stay in this frustrated, anxious space, that person, that energy, the Queen of Wands in reverse energy, has the power and the control. You got like a whole council of other people over here who are kind of watching this, and like, if they're benefiting from this as well, they're going to also notice that it's unsustainable, that you can only carry that weight for so long, that the frustration is gonna, it's like a powder keg. It's gonna get going soon. So there has to be 222. There has to be some kind of relief here, and it's telling you to take a break. Take a break. Four of Swords. Awakening. 2 cards of taking a pause. Listen, if you don't set your ass down, the universe is gonna set it down for you. I've talked about this before. Didn't listen to Four of Swords a couple summers ago. Kept coming out. Wasn't listening. Sprained my ankle. Still had stuff to do. Got to get around. Got to do this stuff, right? Single parent. Got to do it. Sprained my ankle again. Double compound sprain. They thought that I fractured my my calf bone. I don't know what that's called, but they thought that I had put a hairline fracture in it because I had sprained my ankle so bad. I had been warned. I had been told. And then it happened, and I still didn't listen, and then it got bigger, and then it got worse. All right. So when it's time to sit down, when it's time to take a break, do so, because the refreshment that's available to you, and it also shifts the energies, and it allows other things to go on in the background that can kind of move and shift. And then you have a new board to play on, right? Then you have new, surface to ski, whatever it might be. Take the metaphor how it resonates. But if you keep pushing at it, the waves never die down. The thing never gets a chance to recollect itself, and things become more difficult. It's for the Hanged Man energy. It says a temporary pause for reflection and insight, an awakening where you can see things in a whole new light. Embrace your own charitable actions. Right. And there is that element of sacrifice, having to give up one thing to gain another, having to give up that perspective to gain a new one. And in that time, you have to sacrifice a little bit of time there. Take a moment, right? Piscean energy. And then again, with this thing's hidden, there's something hidden. See all these things falling out of his bag there? It's things that are being revealed. by the sun energy. Ooh. Feels like while you're taking this break, this person is being dealt with. It gives it time for that energy to clear out. King of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Wow. And then the Eight of Cups on the bottom. Look at that. King of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. Mastery over your domain. You know how to do this. Your work is successful. Your work is complete. Your work is valuable, and it is worth it. It says, do what you love. Recognition for the highest quality of work, especially creative endeavors, being paid well for your craft, working well with others, an excellent reputation. That is what you have gained. And that's why it's asking you to take that time out so that this can all be revealed about what's actually happening in this situation, because the higher council over here really values you, your capabilities, what it is that you bring to the table, right? And they want the value of that reciprocated to them without this drain or block in the way here, right? Absolutely. It could be like someone coming to you to offer you something, and that is going to be made available to you while you're resting. Three of Cups in the reverse with an Eight of Cups here is like walking away from things that aren't emotionally fulfilling or that are draining, because you have things you want to go to. You have goals that you want to accomplish. You have things that you've been working toward that you've earned. You've worked for it. Take it, it's yours, but you got to get out of this situation, this space, and go after it. There's so much here about taking action. It says a need to move on, seeking more from life than what you were experiencing, a spiritual quest, choosing to make big life changes, a change in priorities, leaving a home. And home doesn't necessarily have to be, your home quarters here where you live. It could be like home is where your heart is. So if you were feeling that you were at home in this space and you were feeling left out, there was a competition here and you won, right? But it didn't feel like you won. You weren't allowed to enjoy that victory because someone else was like, oh, you're so good at it. Good, then you can do all the work. And it puts you in a space of, I can't do that. I can't do that forever. No way, you don't have to. And because of the nature of you, it bothers you. It keeps you up at night. You want to know how to take care of everything that you love, how to bring abundance to it, how to be prosperous, right? And that was worrying you. And the universe is saying, listen, sometimes you just need to take a break. Do not communicate with that, right? With that stuff. Let that clear out so that you can get a new perspective, and your work will be recognized without this interference. Let's get, tell us about the sun. There's a gong on it, and I'm hearing that gong, like shaking you awake. Because there's things to grow. I talked about patience, right? The sun and the growing things, and then here's the watering can. It's the Seven of Pentacles. It's going to take a little while. It's not going to happen. Ooh, I heard overnight, right? The sun comes up. It's not going to happen overnight. Again, and there's this idea of span of time. It says seeds well planted, efforts or investments that will be rewarded in the future. The need for patience, a time for resting and planning for the future. Unnecessary worry. Let go of those worries. You are taken care of because you know how to take care of yourself. And because you've taken care of so many things, other people here are recognizing that and working to take care of things with you. Here is the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom now. Loyal, dedicated, protective, apprehensive. Plan carefully before taking action, but then get going. Pay attention to the details. Wait for perfect timing. A guardian angel or someone who watches over you. Okay? It's just moving probably slower than you would like, especially after this amount of time here, especially after having to relive the same thing over and over and over because this person wouldn't let it go. Well, the time is now. It is time to, take a break. Let this whoosh. Okay, the Gentle Chaos. This is Oscar's wife. So funny. This whole deck is so funny. I like Oscar's wife. That's it. There we go. I don't know. We'll try to make sure that it's still in the shot. For Oscar, his unnamed wife, this unnamed fish, I mourn all three. But in her faded smile, I feel joy in my ribs and the clover under my feet. Oscar's wife teaches us to cherish the memories of legacies of everyone, even the people we never knew. Hold space for those you love and do not neglect your past. You learned all this for a reason. And it's like the unnamed, right? The unnamed, the randomness. That's what this was, the chaos, right? The gentle chaos deck. And here you have this random person. Like we were making jokes, like, did he just find these pictures? You know, because a lot of them are about people he doesn't know. But giving that space to the past, right? And then I'm seeing like this could have something to do with some matriarchal energy, because we do have all of these out like this, and the Empress here. And the hard work that often goes unrecognized by those around, especially, you know, that matriarchal energy that works tirelessly. You want to say that, like, effortlessly and tirelessly. They're busting their ass. It takes a lot of effort. They're exhausted. You know, if you've ever been in this position, you know someone in this position, you know how difficult it is, how much stamina it takes, right, to be the Empress, and how much worry is caused by trying to maintain the strength so that the victory is here. And this is telling you that you do not have to carry this burden and weight alone. If there's nasty people around you talking trash, not supporting you, not holding you up, right? Then maybe it's time to let go of those things. Maybe it's a matriarch's words that are repeating themselves. Maybe that's this nasty Queen of Wands energy. Take it how it resonates for you. It could be both. You could be standing and feeling all of this, and then also have this energy lingering behind you, making you think that this is how it's supposed to be. That's not how it's supposed to be. There is recognition and reward for this. You just have to take the pause to receive it, right? Starting to look at it from a different perspective. No, the cards are everywhere. Where did I put those? I love this deck. It's called Love Who You Are. Love Who You Are. Ancestors, spirits. Woo! Get 3 on the bottom. Protect your boundaries. Absolutely protect your boundaries. Wear your party hat. Court the too good to be true. Oh, and remember your crown, queen. Woo! Look at that. Too about the party hats, about changing. Hats talk about the role that we play, right? So wear your party hat. It's okay to celebrate. It's okay to have a good time. It's okay to let go of the worry of whatever this was. You won. You won. They didn't. And that's okay. You know, life is too short. Buy the shoes, eat the cookie, take the vacation, risk the adventure, paint your living room purple, wear your party hat. Don't be afraid of what people will think. They aren't living your life. You get to decide what your brave looks like, what your fun and fabulous and free look like. You're being asked right now to disregard the attention and approval of others and go for it, even if it feels ridiculous or over the top. You get to be as extra as you want to be. Your life is an occasion. Rise to it. Ooh. Let it go. Let it go. I'm not going to sing that because we'll definitely get a mark. But you know what I'm saying? Just go enjoy. Let go of some of these things that you've been carrying. And your arms are going to feel like jello and spaghetti because they're so used to having all of this weight in them and on them, and you're going to feel kind of weird, and that might be why you need to take a break, so that all of your mental muscles, all of your heart muscles, and all of your physical muscles can kind of recalibrate themselves, right? So, and you realize how strong you actually are. When you put all that stuff down and you realize the weight of the burden that you've been carrying, you're going to realize, damn, I'm tough, I'm strong, because damn you are. Court the too good to be true. You will be warned from all kinds of sources almost all of the time, but about things that seem too good to be true. But in this moment, you're being invited to consider all the things in your life that are too good and yet true. Appreciate them, adore them, invite more of them into your life. What is most true and beautiful, your vision? What is the most true and beautiful vision you can conceive in your life, your goals, your relationships? What feels most authentic? Thoughts become things, so put your thoughts on the most beautiful vision of your life. You deserve it, sweet pea. You too. And I'm sure there's a lot of people looking at you thinking you're too good to be true, but you know that you are true and that good. So damn, it's gotta be available at other places in the universe too, right? Remember your crown, queen. Remember your crown. Oof. It's okay if you stumble, fall, or fail. It's okay if your crown slips, queen, but your circumstances do not dictate who you are and what you're worth. Your soul does, and your soul is a garden descended from royalty beyond human comprehension. Now is not the time to criticize yourself or to shrink into any version of approval that's too small for you. Pull your shoulders back. Glide even through troubled waters. Real queens honor their internal wealth and straighten each other's crowns. That's beautiful sentiment because, yes, look at that beautiful garden that you're cultivating within, right? And the Empress. But here we go. Here we go. This queen here, she's already, I've made a mess. The Queen of Wands in the reverse is not, she's not straightening other people's crowns. The Empress does that. The Empress stands up for others. So does this Queen of Swords in the upright. This very Libran energy on the Libra full moon. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not have our shit together all the time, perfectly, wonderfully. Just all that. That's not acceptable, actually, because that's not real life and it's not sustainable. Okay, it's okay. None of those things, circumstances, mistakes, right? None of those things dictate who you are. It's who your soul is and how you handle those things. And some people aren't handling those things in their life very well, but that doesn't mean that you're not, right? Masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. Today you are the royal. You straighten your crown. Put it back on right. All right. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe. And thanks for coming back and seeing us again next time. Bye.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.